The world is filled with famous places everyone rushes to see. But far from the crowds, beyond the postcards and social media trends, there are places that feel unreal. Landscapes shaped by time, nature, and chance. Places so strange they look imagined, yet so beautiful they don't need exaggeration. No long lines. No souvenir shops. Just silence, color, and the feeling of discovering something meant to stay hidden. These are not forbidden. They're simply overlooked. Today, we're exploring 10 strange yet beautiful places no one talks about. Real locations that feel otherworldly, peaceful, and quietly unforgettable. You won't find them on every travel list, but once you see them, you'll wonder how the world kept them secret. Number 10. The Marble Caves, Chile. Along the icy waters of Lake General Carrera in southern Chile lies a natural masterpiece carved entirely by water. Known as the Marble Caves, this network of smooth stone formations has been shaped over thousands of years by glacial waves slowly eroding solid marble. What makes the caves truly mesmerizing is their color. Depending on the time of day and the clarity of the water, the walls glow in shades of deep blue, turquoise, silver, and soft white. Light reflects off the lake and dances across the curved surfaces, making the caves feel alive and constantly changing. The caves are accessible only by small boats or kayaks, adding to their quiet, untouched atmosphere. There are no crowds, no loud engines, just the sound of water gently tapping against stone. Locals consider the area sacred, a place where nature moves slowly and deliberately. Despite their beauty, the Marble Caves remain largely unknown outside South America. Their remote location and seasonal accessibility keep them preserved, untouched by mass tourism. It's not just a place you visit, it's a place you drift through, as if the earth is letting you pass through one of its secrets. Number 9. The Faroe Islands Mollefosser Waterfall, Denmark. On the remote island of Vagar in the Faroe Islands, a waterfall doesn't crash into a river or a valley. It pours directly into the Atlantic Ocean. Mollefosser feels almost unreal, as if gravity itself decided to end the landscape abruptly. Green cliffs rise sharply from the sea, often wrapped in drifting fog, while the waterfall plunges straight down into crashing waves below. The wind constantly reshapes the water's path, sometimes pushing the falling stream sideways, creating a floating ribbon of mist. Sheep wander freely across the cliffs, unfazed by the drop, adding to the sense that time moves differently here. There are no fences, no barriers, only trust in nature and awareness of the elements. Despite its dramatic beauty, Mollefosser remains largely overlooked due to the Faroe Islands' isolation and unpredictable weather. When clouds roll in and visibility drops, the waterfall appears and disappears like a vision. It's not loud, it's not grand in scale, but it leaves an impression that lingers long after you've gone. Number 8. Lençóis Maranhenses, Brazil. At first glance, Lençóis Maranhenses looks like a desert. Endless white sand dunes stretch across the horizon, sculpted by wind into soft, flowing curves. But this landscape hides a secret. During the rainy season, the valleys between the dunes fill with crystal-clear freshwater lagoons, forming a surreal pattern of blue pools across pure white sand. The contrast is striking. Cool water under a blazing sun, silence broken only by wind. Fish mysteriously appear in the lagoons, carried as eggs during floods, surviving until the water eventually evaporates. Walking through the dunes feels like stepping through a living painting that changes every year. There are no permanent buildings within the park, preserving its untouched atmosphere. Tourism exists, but it remains controlled and seasonal. When the lagoons begin to fade, the dunes return to stillness, waiting patiently for the next cycle. Lençóis Maranhenses isn't a place that stays the same. It reveals its beauty only when conditions are right. Number 7. The Isle of Skye's Fairy Pools, Scotland. Hidden within the rugged landscape of Scotland's Isle of Skye, the fairy pools are a series of clear blue pools and waterfalls fed by mountain streams from the Quillan Hills. The water is shockingly transparent, revealing smooth stones beneath the surface, tinted turquoise by minerals and light. Mist drifts through the valley as waterfalls tumble gently from pool to pool. Despite their name, the fairy pools aren't about legends, they're about atmosphere. The quiet, the cold air, and the isolation make the place feel suspended between reality and imagination. Even in summer, the water remains icy. Brave swimmers dip briefly before retreating to the grassy banks, steam rising from their skin. The landscape shifts constantly with changing weather sunlight, one moment, rain and fog the next. It's not polished. It's not dramatic in a loud way. It's beautiful because it feels untouched. Number 6. Zhangye Dangxia Landform, China. In northern China's Gansu province lies a landscape that appears painted rather than formed. The Zhangye Dangxia landforms are made of layered sandstone and minerals compressed over millions of years, creating rolling hills striped in deep reds, yellows, oranges, and greens. Sunrise and sunset transform the terrain, intensifying the colors until the hills seem to glow. Walking paths wind gently through the formations, allowing visitors to observe the layers without disturbing them. Despite its visual intensity, the area feels calm, almost meditative. Unlike crowded scenic parks, Zhangye Danxia maintains strict conservation rules. Viewing platforms limit foot traffic, keeping the land preserved and quiet. From a distance, the hills resemble waves frozen mid-motion. It's proof that nature doesn't need exaggeration. Time alone can create art. Number 5. Lake Hillier, Australia. On Middle Island, off Australia's southern coast, lies Lake Hillier, a body of water that is unmistakably pink-soft, pastel, and consistent in color year-round. Unlike other pink lakes that fade with conditions, Lake Hillier remains vibrant even when removed from its surroundings. Scientists believe the color comes from algae and bacteria that thrive in the lake's high salinity environment. Despite its unusual appearance, the water is safe to touch. There's no odor, no residue, just a surreal contrast between pink water, white salt crust, and deep blue ocean nearby. The lake is best viewed from above, where its colors feel almost artificial. Yet it's entirely natural and relatively unknown due to its remote location and restricted access. It doesn't try to impress. It simply exists, quietly extraordinary. Number 4. The Socotra Archipelago, Yemen. Separated from mainland Africa for millions of years, Socotra feels less like part of Earth and more like a surviving fragment of another planet. Nearly 1/3 of its plant life exists nowhere else on Earth, shaped by isolation, harsh climate, and time. The most iconic sight is the dragon blood tree, with its umbrella-shaped crown and red sap that looks almost unreal against the pale landscape. The island's terrain shifts dramatically. White sand beaches meet turquoise water, while jagged limestone plateaus rise inland, scattered with alien-looking vegetation. There are few roads, limited infrastructure, and almost no large hotels, which has preserved its untouched atmosphere. At sunset, the island glows softly, shadows stretching across strange rock formations. The silence is profound, broken only by wind and distant waves. Despite its beauty, Socotra remains overlooked due to its remote location and limited accessibility. It's not a place shaped for humans. It's a place humans were allowed to visit. Number 3. Pamukkale's Hidden Upper Terraces, Turkey. Pamukkale is famous for its white mineral terraces, but few visitors explore beyond the main pools. Higher up the hillside lie lesser-known terraces, quieter, softer, and often empty. Here, thermal water flows gently over calcium deposits, forming smooth steps that glow faintly in sunlight. The warm water feels silky against the skin, and steam rises slowly in the early morning air. Nearby, the ancient city of Hierapolis rests in silence, its stone streets, temples, and tombs slowly eroding under open sky. Unlike the busier lower levels, the upper terraces offer stillness, no crowds, no noise, just water, stone, and history blending into one calm experience. It's beauty that doesn't ask for attention. It waits patiently for those willing to wander further. Number 2. The Giant's Causeway Coastal Path, Northern Ireland. Most people visit the Giant's Causeway for the hexagonal basalt columns, but few take the full coastal walk, where the landscape truly reveals itself. The stone formations stretch along cliffs, rising and falling like frozen waves, shaped by ancient volcanic activity over 60 million years ago. The ocean crashes below, mist drifting upward as seabirds circle overhead. Depending on the light, the stones appear gray, black, or softly golden. The wind carries the smell of salt and grass, grounding the experience in simplicity. There's a quiet power here, not dramatic, not overwhelming, just ancient. Locals walk the path without urgency, aware that this landscape has existed long before memory. It's not about legends, it's about scale, how small time can feel. Number 1. The Valley of the Moon, Valle de la Luna, Chile. As daylight fades over Chile's Atacama Desert, the Valley of the Moon transforms into something almost unreal. Wind-carved rock formations rise from pale sand, shaped into ridges and spires that resemble another world entirely. The ground is cracked with salt deposits, reflecting soft shades of silver, gold, and rose. There is almost no sound here, no wildlife, no water, just wind and sky. As the sun sets, shadows stretch across the valley, and the landscape shifts color minute by minute. Purples, reds, and blues emerge slowly, as if the land is breathing. Despite its beauty, the valley remains quiet, protected, and largely untouched. Strict conservation rules keep it preserved, allowing visitors to observe without interfering. It's a place where nothing moves fast. And that's exactly the point. The world isn't running out of beautiful places. It's running out of people willing to look beyond what's already famous. Far from crowded landmarks and trending destinations, these places continue to exist quietly, unchanged, unbothered, and patiently waiting. They don't advertise themselves. They don't demand attention. And perhaps that's why they feel so different when you finally arrive. In these landscapes, time slows down. Silence becomes part of the experience. And beauty doesn't rush to impress you. It unfolds gradually, almost shyly. What makes these places special isn't just how they look, but how they make you feel. Standing there, you realize the world is far larger, older, and more intricate than daily life suggests. Nature doesn't repeat itself for entertainment. It creates once, then moves on. Some of these places will remain unknown. Some may disappear quietly. And some will only ever exist in the memories of those who took the long way to find them. So maybe the real question isn't why no one talks about them, but whether we should. Because not everything beautiful needs an audience. Some wonders exist simply to remind us that the planet still holds secrets, still holds silence, and still holds moments of awe for those willing to slow down. If this journey made you pause, even for a moment, carry that feeling with you. The next extraordinary place might not be far away. It might just be overlooked. Until next time, keep wandering, not to escape the world, but to rediscover it.